Hey guys, what's up? It's Raza with another video, and today we'll do something a little bit different. We're actually going to see the new gameplay update. We're actually going to see the changes that Valve released today. I think, I saw the changes. I think there are so many nerfs, and the game is gonna change a little bit. So we'll see everything step by step, slowly. Let's get this started.
Moving up and down, side to side like a roller coaster.
So the first thing that changed is actually when two players pick the same hero in the round, the hero automatically gets banned. That means it usually happened in the mid lane where someone wanted to chase the other with a Husker or with the Brat Mother or something like that. And what Valve says is the hero automatically gets banned. Also, they all pick hero selection, got reduced, nobody cares about that. Now, a really important thing, wards can now always be attacked by the owning player. That means if you accidentally block a camp, right, you are actually able to deward it as well. That means if you play versus Brad and suddenly you turn the game around, you deward your own camps. And also R.I.P Stormcrafter, I think that's the in the small camp, the R.I.P with the lightning chains, mana capacity reduced. I think that's a creep. I think Enchantress and 10 maybe got a little bit hurt, but it's not that big of a change. Now, item changes. Ring of Regen, health regeneration reduced from 2 to 1.75. Now, is this that huge? Maybe it is, because I've seen some Reddit guides and YouTube videos saying that offlaners now are supposed to start with double Ring of Regen, because in the long-term run, you get more value from having two Ring of Regens rather than having 4 or 5 set of tangos, right? So this is the way to actually nerf this kind of items. And as a result of that, Soul Ring also health regen got reduced and Headdress. Now Soul Ring is a kind of item that usually goes along with strength heroes like DK, like Sand King, like maybe Elder Titan if it's core, Timbersaw definitely, this kind of heroes. And this kind of heroes didn't really have that much of health issue regen issues, okay? But the Headdress, where the health regen reduced from 2.5 to 2 is actually big of a deal. And the reason behind that is that every single position 4 and 5 were to start with the Headdress. And not only that, but I think I saw some Artesia replays as well, where he actually went Headdress, right? So Headdress was so good that it was actually worth buying it on a position 1. And of course it got nerfed. I think I was expecting to nerf it a little bit more, like Ring of Regen 2 to 1.5 and Headdress a little bit less. Anyway, Headdress got nerfed, that's really good, but I still think that people are going to buy this item in the beginning. It used to be like a trend before it got buffed, and right now it's still a really good item, right? And the reason behind that is because first you assist your cores in a really obvious way. 2 health regen is actually still great, but for me at least the obvious way to the reason you buy Headdress is because you're going for a mech. Now I love this item. I think it might be as good as Force Staff or as a Glimmer Cape, because these items got nerfed. And Headdress, you already buy Headdress in the landing stage, right? And then mech is actually so much cheaper, like 1.3k gold, and you have a mech. Sure, it's you need a really high mana pool to do that, but it's actually so good. If you have a really good start, you can have a 10-minute mech. If you're a position 4, let's say, or a position 5 Dazzle that stomp the lane, you can actually get away with Arcane Boot and mech 50 minutes in. It's so crazy how cheap this item is. Now, is it as good as a Glimmer Cape or a Force Staff? No. I think that Force Staff and Glimmer Cape are actually better as an item, but it's a little bit more expensive. It got nerfed, while mech, it's so much easier to build. That's the reason I think mech is really good. If you're playing from ahead, mech is like a no thinker, you just do it immediately. But if you're playing from really far behind, Glimmer Cape and Force Staff are obvious choices, right? Also, since Headdress actually got nerfed, Pipe of Insight, an item that everybody said how broken this is, right? And it still is, right? because it has such a huge impact in a team fight, and it's one of a kind item, right? When they have so much magic resistance, it's the only item you have to go. This is why recipe increased from 800 to 1000, and people still are going to buy this item. They are going to buy this item because they don't really have any answer, right? If you're at position 3 and you want to have a really huge impact, you can either go BKB, Glimmer, or Pipe. And Pipe is the only way to actually contribute to the whole team fight, right? Because you're going to protect your carry, you're going to protect your position 4 and 5. It's great as an item. Now, Helm of the Dominator, health regen aura reduced from 5 to 4.25. I really don't think like this is like pretty huge nerf, because this item, let's say Lycan mid, right? He used to rush this item, but he used to have this item by what, like 5, 6, 7 minutes in, and the laning stage is pretty much over, right? He's going most likely to the jungle, so he doesn't really care about the health regen aura overall. What he cares about having this item as soon as possible, and then go to the jungle and try to get all the tier 1s and push the lanes. The same thing with Ring of Tarask. I think Ring of Tarask, like, we've seen Arteezy playing Terrorblade like every single game, and he actually rushed a Ring of Tarask. It is such a good item just because health regen is actually crazy, and I think it was a DotA Alchemy video, right? I think it was Jenkins that says, health of regen and 8 set of tangos pretty much provides the same amount of HP in a period like of 8 minutes in, right? 8 set of tangos. I really doubt anyone is gonna need 8 set of tangos, and health of regen from Ring of Tarask is going to have the same impact, right? And in the end, you have the extra stats from the Ring of Tarask. This is really good item. I still think people are going to buy this because it provides, it gives so much boost to heroes that are low health, maybe Luna, maybe Terrorblade, this kind of heroes, where they need to have really high health to survive the laning stage, and also they need to have somewhat of health regen immediately because they get harassed, right? Now, Royal Jelly. This item, I think it's like S tier in terms of level 1 jungle items, right? Health regen was crazy, mana regen was crazy. I still think this is like the best item ever, right? This is like top tier item to have on a hero that needs both mana and health, right? Heroes like Bristleback or Trolls, where they really have some kind of mana issues in the laning stage or like even in the middle game, it's freaking crazy. Nothing really changed. Item is actually S tier, right? Now, Necro 1, wow, this item, I think after the Arteezy played spec, this item, became trend. Everybody, Necro 1 in spec, and the reason behind that was not only it helps you flash farm, but the stats with the Necro 1 are crazy, right? They don't really scale that good. I mean, you give 1300 gold to go from Necro 1 to Necro 2, and you get like 5 more strength, right? Plus anything else, but the strength was the main purpose. It was so good. It's not that it doesn't really help you only farm, it helps you actually fight in the beginning, but it got a lot of nerfed. I don't really think people are going to go Necro 1. 6 strength for an item that almost cost 3k gold is like nothing. It's pretty much nothing. I really think that this item is going to be only for heroes that can abuse it, like a Lycan, like a Narc Warden, like a Dazzle. I don't think it's going to be a trend within spec anymore. I think like spec want to fight early and then go for the Radiance, but right now if you want to maybe approach the hero in the same way, you'll just have to skip the fighting part, right? Regardless, to continue, Vlad's, right? Vlad's, nothing changed. I still think it's a really good item, so much impact, great item, like 100 more gold expensive, definitely worth it, right? I was expecting to nerf the stats a little bit or the auras, but apparently they think that the item is balanced. I think it's really strong. I think, we usually see this position 3 usually get Vlads, or this position 4 that are maybe melee, like Huskers or something like that. Maybe, some Void Spirits used to do that. Vlad's really good item, I really like it. And, to sum up with the items, Dust of Appearance, 10 gold less. Now, hero changes. Now, Call of the Wild no longer blocks neutral camp. I don't know who came up with that. That was actually crazy, I swear. Like, Beastmaster was S tier because all you had to do was actually constantly blocking the small camp, right? And they couldn't pull. And what you had to do was actually, you can either cut the wave or make sure you have a really good block in the beginning, and naturally the lane is going to get pushed back to you because your range creep most likely is going to die first. That's all you had to do, and suddenly boom, level 6, you have a really decent start. Naturally you're really good because Boar is actually like having an extra hero in the lane, and you get your level 6 and you just, you know, start roaming and split pushing at the same time. You know, level 15 talent, nothing to say here, nothing changed. Center Wand Runner, this hero like got a little bit nerfed. I still think that if you want to pick center for the region you used to be, like, this change won't actually affect the laning states. Maybe, you know, if you have like 10 stacks or something, it will not affect you. Pretty much you're going to output the same amount of damage, right? Small number change, maybe it will give you a kill, maybe it won't. But I don't think it's going to affect the reason why you pick this hero, right? You want him because you want a tank, you want an initiator, you know, he can always get pipe, crimson, dagger, axe, this kind of items, and this is the reason why somebody would pick center in the first place, right? I don't think anybody's gonna pick center because, hey, I'm gonna smash them with retaliate. No. Clockwork, strength gain reduced. I really think that this hero is actually really strong. As a position 4, it's actually really strong. I actually think that this hero is the only hero, like, I think I made a video in like past few months that's actually solid as a position 4. It's so strong, it has the ability to solo kill heroes, solo kill supports, literally solo carry the game with the proper rotations. I think it's really strong. I'm surprised that they didn't nerf the numbers. I think battery assault is really good. Anyway, I don't think it's gonna affect again the way you're gonna play Clockwork. Like 0.2 strength means like 1 strength less every 5 levels. Nothing to say here. Death Prophet, like the hero that actually break the meta, right? The hero that actually got buffed so many times, and eventually with the last exorcism buff where you have 20% more movement speed, the hero became literally broken, like. And they realized that, okay, we need to fix this hero, and the way to do that is like they reduce the base damage because Death Prophet had this ridiculous base damage, like really high, right? And also Exorcist Scepter damage multiplier reduced. I don't think it's gonna affect the hero, this specific change, right? Siphon Soul also mana cost increased, which I also think they don't really deal with the fact why Death Prophet is broken right now, which is Exorcism, right? She has like crazy attack damage. 2 damage less, it will not affect, okay? It just won't affect it. Because even if you don't do that well in terms of laning stage, you have all these ways to actually come back with the Crypt Swarm, like Flash Farm, with the ultimate, where you're fast, you can actually gank because you're really, you know, you're really fast as a hero, you can siege. This hero does everything. This hero is actually crazy, and I really doubt, that this kind of change will affect, you know, maybe she needs more number fix to fix, maybe, you know, more cooldown on Crypt Swarm, or less charges on Spirit Siphon, or maybe reduce the movement speed on Death Prophet ultimate, but right now they just don't deal with that, at least in my opinion. Now, Husker, Berserkers Blood, you know, they fixed the attack speed a little bit. I think still the hero is really strong. Level 25, you know, less Burning Spear damage. I actually, you know, most people used to do that, but maybe lifesteal is more solid right now. I'm not a Husker player, I don't really know that, but I know that many Husker players used to also take Tome of Experience to get to a level 25, where they would actually have Burning Spears DPS and Burning Spears pure damage, and they would actually literally destroy anyone. You would actually have a really fast level 25 Husker, and he would actually carry you late game, where the hero is not that strong in the late game generally. Now, Keeper of the Light, Chakra Magic cooldown reduction, they actually reduced 1 level to all levels, and I think that's something they should have done a year ago, pretty much. Like, since summer, this is the only hero, I think, Kotal and Clockwork, the only heroes that didn't get picked in the TI. swear, I know, I used to grind really hard with Kotal, even like when nobody picked him. So strong as a hero. The only problem is the laning stage, right? You don't really have an obvious way to actually survive the laning stage, so this is why the hero is a little bit missed. You need like a really good pattern, like a gyrocopter, maybe like a Slark. Heroes like this, maybe Wraith King to stag and go to the jungle. But overall, such a solid hero. His ultimate actually broken. Now, if you see Keeper of the Light's talents, they're actually really strong, right? Level 10, Movement Speed or Blinding Light cooldown, it's up to you. I think both are real solid. Level 15, Will-O-Wisp is actually really good, but probably you go for the cast range, right? Because since the Glimmer Cape and the Force of Nerfs, you need this talent to have impact. And these are the items you naturally go with Keeper of the Light. Glimmer Cape, Force of, and then Mech, right? Level 20, it's up to you. Will-O-Wisp away is actually insane. It's like huge, right? You just press one button and then you have the ability to actually blinding light them away, and they'll never get out of the ultimate because the away is actually huge. And level 25, Illuminate damage heal. This is more like if you go the Axe build, but I usually go for the Will-O-Wisp health, right? Because naturally heroes like, let's say, Husker or Juggernaut or Slarks, these kind of heroes, they want to actually attack the ball, and 3 more attacks while you get pulled inside the ball every 1.6 seconds or something. It's actually crazy. I think this hero is really good if you find a way to make this hero work, right? If you find a way to make this hero work, let's say you play with a friend, it's actually crazy. Now, Chakra Magic, it's not that good. It used to be like crazy with heroes like Gyro, Luna, anything that has somewhat of low cooldown, Sand King, Mars, but I think they realized that, and it got me a little bit surprised because not many people used to play Kotal. Anyway, I still think it's a really solid hero as long as you find a way to actually make sure you have a decent laning stage. Now, Lycan, the hero that actually, broke also everything. What they did is they increased the cooldown on his ultimate, which, it's quite some nerf, right? 15 seconds. But they added like, I don't know, 6 more seconds on the ultimate. So if I have to choose between the old ultimate and the new ultimate with the extra cooldown, I'm gonna take the new ultimate, because having like almost 30 seconds with the talents, right? 30 seconds ultimate, like shapeshift, is crazy. You can actually get triple kill with the Necro and the Dominator, and you're still in a freaking shapeshift form. It's actually insane. It's insane. Meepo. I think this nerf is gonna make sad every single boost and smurf, right? So they actually nerfed the base agility, so they actually didn't reduce the damage, but they reduced the attack speed every Meepo has, right? By 8. From 24 to 17, it's like crazy, okay? And then the most important thing is that, divided with stand, you get your ultimate level 4. And why is it important? If you played Meepo, you already know that. You used to get poof level 1, right? And then you didn't skill anything level 2. And then level 3, you got poof level 2, and you got your ultimate. You double poof your Meepo and go to the camp, go to the jungle, right? And suddenly, level 3 is 3 creep waves almost, right? So the 3rd creep wave, you actually hit your power spike, and most of the heroes can't really pressure you. Meepo is actually high armor hero, so you don't really get pressured enough by level 3. No hero can do that, but level 4, it's another thing, because, level 3, you get your other Meepo, and pretty much you don't really care about the lane. But until level 3 and level 4, there's actually 3 creep waves you need to actually kill, plus the denies. So level 3 SF, Queen of Pain, heroes like this, you actually have more chance to pressure this Meepo, right? It's like heroes that suddenly didn't have a chance against, Meepo, suddenly, they have a whole level to actually punish him for getting cheesed, right? I think that Meepo, unless you play him on the safe lane, generally, I think that was a huge nerf. I can't emphasize how huge of a nerf it is, and I'm actually surprised. I'm gonna see the numbers in the laning stage at least, and we're going to see if I'm like correct or not. Regardless, huge nerf. I think like level 3 to level 4, it's crazy because you have like a minute and a half pretty much to stay in the lane and actually survive. We'll see. PL, base agility reduced by 3. Hero was like really good. I think it's still really good. Nothing to say here. Phoenix, Fire Spirit's damage reduced, like nothing crazy, but maybe sometimes you reduce the numbers because a hero is so strong as a support, So level 3 support Phoenix is really strong. So maybe it's Valve's way to say, hey, maybe you should play this hero just as a core, like position 3 or something. Snapfire, cookie damage reduced overall, like 20 damage overall. I think like this hero is crazy. I think like it synergizes pretty much with everything. I think like cookie damage reduced will not change the fact that he's really strong. Scatter Blast, crazy damage. Cookie, like initiation, damage, stun. He has the act, he has the ultimates. Like from every aspect you see this hero, it's actually strong. Wraith King, base damage reduced by 2, and Mortal Strike Skeleton's duration from 90 to 60. I think that rarely skeletons survive for 90 seconds. Maybe if no one paid attention, most likely they died to a tower or to a creep wave or to jungle. I think the hero is really solid. We've seen RTJ having great success with the hero, like picking it constantly in the pro scene. Anyway, that was the changes. I think like literally the biggest changes here was the Beastmaster not being able to actually deny the pulls, and I don't think Death Prophet and Husker, changed at all. The heroes are actually really solid right now. And Meepo, holy, this hero got nerfed. And I'm actually really happy because people are actually complaining a lot about Smurfs and a lot about boosters, and this actually may change the things, because I'll say that again. It's another thing having it in level 3 and another thing having ult in level 4. Regardless, what do you think about these parts? I'm actually really happy, so many nerfs, but just because you change a couple of numbers doesn't mean you change the power of a hero. Regardless, we're going to see, if you liked what I thought, please subscribe and like and write down below what you think about the parts. I'm actually really excited to see what's your thoughts about that. Regardless, I'm gonna see you tomorrow. I hope you guys improve, and GG.